Bless the broken road. That's Rascal Flats, Kicks 105.5. A good day to you. On the line is Mike Barrett. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing extremely well. Tell me, are you back open with doors available to walk through, or is it still a slot in the door that's business right now still?
How about both?
Ooh,
yeah, that's right.
Getting warmed up,
Yes,
huh?
we are. So the slot's always available for anyone who is not necessarily comfortable walking in. That's anytime, anywhere, and that's completely fine. But as of yesterday, we did unlock our doors, and so we are open again for those who prefer dealing face to face. Now, here's the thing: is that we do have a notice on the door. Don't be confused when you see it. It's not saying don't come in. It's saying, hey, look, before you come in, here's just a couple things we want you to see. One, if you have any symptoms whatsoever, please just don't come in. It's a simple request. Two, we are trying our best to remain with the social distancing, which will be the bane of my existence until that word goes away or that phrase goes away. But so we are asking that the 6-foot rule be allowed. And then if you have a mask and you want to wear a mask, please wear a mask, but you don't have to. It's just highly recommended. But we are open. We realize that people certainly want to do business face-to-face. We certainly want to see people. So this will be my first day going back with the office open because, of course, on Tuesdays and Thursdays I stay back and teach Ethan. So Jen was there with the first day yesterday. But we've done all of our processes. We've done the VOSHA training. We're keeping due diligence on the cleaning of the office. We are ready to safely be open.
I did the VOSHA training, too. It was necessary. It was kind of weird. And then I filled out a little thing, and I got to have an official certificate on the wall that I had passed VOSHA for COVID-19.
I'm so excited about that. Yeah. Any certificate with my name on it makes me just beam with pride.
It does.
Especially when I can just put my own name on it.
Well, I made a copy of it, and it's on my refrigerator at home, but we'll talk about that later.
I sent it to my dad to put it on his refrigerator, because to me it's like a good assignment, It should be good. So.
Speaking of sons, your boy Ethan, has he learned billing yet since you've had this time? That would be my homeschooling. All right, listen, alphabetical or numerical, this is how billing gets done here.
Well, truth be told, he is getting some insurance training because yesterday, as I was teaching him, I also had to do 6 hours of continuing education classes remotely. So he learned a lot about business insurance yesterday and business interruption coverage. It was compelling for him.
Learning by proxy, ain't nothing wrong with that. I actually do have children questions. Okay.
Okay.
So I know that you have kind of an apple orchard in your backyard there. And you have a tractor, and you try to pick that stuff up before it gets, applesauce lawn. When your boy decides that he wants to start driving the tractor, and there's an issue, is that covered under auto or home insurance?
It depends on what the issue is.
Okay.
It would be under homeowners insurance. See, it's different. So if you ran into my car, it's a good question. You're making me think, and I don't like it. But if he was to drive the tractor, whether it's either Jen's or my vehicle, we can't really sue ourselves. So I would have to assume that it would not come off the homeowner liability to pay for the damage to our vehicles. It would probably have to come from the collision coverage of our auto insurance that would cover that, and then any damage to the tractor would be covered on our homeowner. Now, if Ethan was to sustain an injury while driving the tractor, the sad truth of it all is there would be no coverage for him because the coverage for our homeowner's policy has medical payments to others, and by definition, he is not an other, he is an insured because he is part of the household.
Okay, so then we move forward in a couple of years, 15, 16 years old, he gets a permit. At that time, do you get insurance on your child for your vehicles? And would you have to cover him on both you and your wife's vehicle? Or could you just say, he's only learning in my car, he doesn't drive the wife's car?
This is the beauty of it. So permit year is almost a gimme year, okay? So you only really need to report that your child has attained their permit. But that does not mean that we're going to list them on the policy, which means you're not going to see a premium charge for them as a permitted operator. So that's kind of a gimme year. So that's the year that you really start socking away the money, because once Junior or Sally gets their license, that's when the premium charges will start racking up.
It sounds sketchy to me because I'm going to say when I was learning how to drive, don't spread this around. I may have bumped into a few vehicles or a building or two when I was learning how to drive. And of course, my dad did the old put a note on the windshield, and then we drove away really fast. So here's my information.
Go to the windshield of a building.
Yeah, well, so that we just drove away really fast without a note.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me that when your kid is learning how to drive, that would be the time that you would want to have like a lot of insurance. But you're saying,
right. Well, the saying that we're just not going to charge you for it. So you're not going to be paying the extra premium associated with having them as an operator. Now, remember, insurance follows the vehicle, which is kind of a misconception with a lot of people. A lot of people just believe, well, if I have my own auto insurance and I'm borrowing your car, I'm covered with my auto insurance. Well, kind of yes, kind of no. The primary responsible party is always going to be the vehicle insurance that you're driving. So it follows the vehicle. Now, if that insurance is not sufficient, through some catastrophic type of liability loss, yeah, certainly your auto insurance could come in as excess coverage. But it's really again, it's for the permitted operators. You got to enjoy the fact that you get a free ride for 1 year.
Okay, so in that free year, let's say that I know that my child is a really bad driver, and something bad's probably going to happen. Can I buy additional insurance, knowing that I don't want to be responsible financially for any damage done, so I'd like to have this covered. So can I buy extra insurance or something different on top of?
You can always buy extra insurance. You can always look at the existing liability limits that you have on your policy. Do you have split limit coverage or combined single limit coverage? Do you have 25,000 bodily injury per person or 50,000 bodily injury per person? Can you raise it up to 250,000 bodily injury per person? You can certainly increase your liability. You can also look at an umbrella policy and buy an extra $1 or $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 million in liability protection. And again, we're only talking about liability, not damage to your vehicle, but liability through your actions causing bodily injury or property damage to others is what the liability would be for. And yes, we certainly would recommend an umbrella policy anyway, but if that's something that's really got you concerned, then that's certainly a quick way to address it.
Well, thankfully, now all three of my children are over 18 and done with the whole, now they're driving and they've got their own money, and there you have her. But for you, that's something you have to look forward to.
Oh, I'm stocking the money away, sir. Although when Ethan turns driving age, the poor little bugger is going to have autonomous cars. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
Like in Wall-E, you just press a button and your chair moves you to wherever you're going. Oh, my goodness.
Alexa, take me to school.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for our conversation. We have Wednesdays about 10 minutes till 8 o'clock, and we usually chat far too long. If you would like to talk to Mike about your coverage, anything that has to do with insurance, or you want to get some apples, he's got lots of them. You can call Mike.
This is an off year.
Oh, this is the off year?
Yeah.
So no hard cider this year, huh?
No, we'll be sober this year.
You can call Mike Barrett at Barrett Insurance Agency by calling
748-5224. You can visit us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. Again, our office is open with notice on the door, so you can just be safe when you come in. You can also find us online at barrettagency.com, where you can get a free online home or auto quote. We are on Google, Facebook, and YouTube as Barrett Insurance Agency.
TTFN, brother.
Whatever that means, absolutely.
Ta-ta for now. Winnie the Pooh.